Imagine the pool is alone, not a pool we never met. No hook in the heavens, just curvature parting depth. Not force but a form, not shelf but a shape that steers. We fall forward in time while the floor disappears. Newton said attract, Einstein said retract. The act turned the word into world, and the world turns exact. Geodesic, geo-earth dissect to guide. Hidden atomic thread, straight as path in a bent of space where straight place dead. Imagine the pull is a lull, an allable we never met. No book in the heavens, just curvature carving death. Not force but a form, not shell but a shape that steers. We fall forward in time while the floor disappears. Newton said attract, Einstein said retract. The act turned a word into world, and the world turns exact. Geodesic, geo-earth dissect to guide. Hidden atomic thread, straightest path in a bent up space where straight plays best. Imagine the pull is a log, grows of corsons, comes with her. Imagine the pull is a lull. Imagine the pull is enough. Sleep D2. Imagine the pull is a lull, is a no risk is like it always. Imagine it, imagine the pull is a queasy ship. Imagine the pull is a noise for space time. Imagine the pull is a losing of size. Imagine the pull is his priest time. Photons swear a zero into the vow. Now how? Null geodexic black hole lipstick event. Horizon brow lensing then Gazendi star bound a crown. Einstein rings cosmic bling gravity's gown. Ink frigid sky admits the eclipse commits. A faces in sunlit splits. The cosmos submits. On Mercury hurried 43 arcs XI centuries. She's scratched by geometry's eye. In the lab catalyst, in the skull analyst, in the gut survival scripts, in the art of practice list. Chemistry says a rate, biology says a gate, game theory says date, philosophy says wait. Free will feels real till constraints reveal the rails. Yet choice still sings in the noise, in the micro details. Best practice instrument, the wonder of the thunder turns sensation into signal, then the factor what you're under. Markets curve too, not by nas, but by myth, by trust, by fear. Yield curves, learning curves, both price the future here. Equation, concession, residualism, the values as charms, but causality laughs when selection by his arms. Towards folio is constellation, diversify your doom, hedge the unknown, but don't bury the balloon. Invest in convexity, optionality, anti-fragile form, like geodesics and turbulence. Minimize regrets in storms. Endemic culture, mimetic sculpture, virality is vine, of which chorus of imitation. Mind, then mind. Etymology, name from emphasis, copying to become. History repeating, deleting memory, uploading the truth. Let's practice. Audit your feed like a field equation. Ask what deserves your attention. Imagine the pool is a lull, and all we never met. No hook in the heavens, just curvature carving depth. Not for voice but a form, not chef but a shape that steers. We fall forward in time while the floor disappears. Newton said attract, Einstein said retract the act. Turn the word into world and the world turns exact. Geodesic, geo-earth-desic to guide hidden atomic thread. Straight as path in the bent up space, straight plays dead. Plus guys in a whispered gloss. Not a force, not a tense or a coordinate cause. It's a symbol that says your brain is a flame. Same name, new game. Twist the grid, watch motion rhyme with the geometry's claim. Go, go, geo, go, 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 geo, 6 straight, curved, in the tricks. I just stutter the gutter, space-time shake. I'm on full, pull is the myth we kick. Warp it, load it, distort it, report it, fall in the pall, and no force, just a call, and we glide where the fabric decides. In silence, the why provide. Photons swear a zero interval vow. Now how? Nokia, DX, black hole, lipstick event, horizon, brow, lensing, bending, sending starlight round a crown. Einstein rays, cosmic bling, gravity's gowning. Predict sky emits, the eclipse commits, a thesis and sunlit splits. The cosmos submits, and Mercury hurrying. 43 arcs, Xia centuries get scratched by geometry's eye. In the lab, catalysts, steel skull analysts. In the gut, survival scripts. In the heart, of practice lists. Chemistry says rate, biology says gate, Dane theory says bait. Philosophy says wait. Free will feels real till constraints reveal the rails. Yet choice still sings in the noise, in the micro details. Must practice instrument, the wonder of the thunder. Turn sensation into signal, then refactor what's your under. Markets curve too, not by nest, but by neth, by trust, by fear. Yield curves, learning curves, both price the future here. Regression, confession is edge for religion. P values as charms, but causality laughs when selection bias farms. Sports Oreo is constellation, Devers a fire doom. Hatch the unknown, but don't bury the bloom. And that's in convexity, optionality, anti-fragile form like geodesics and turbulence. Minimize regret and storm. Internet culture, nomadic sculpture, virality as fine. A blitz chorus of imitation. Mine, and mine. What you make from mimesis, copying to become history, repeating, deleting, then re-uploading the drone. Best practice audit, repeat like a field equation. What commands your attention? What mass is your fixation? Truth in the drake, no, full, bullism if we can. Move it, absorb it, distort it, report it. Falling, appalling, no force, just a calling. Glide where the fabric decides in silence. Why provides? Imagine the pool is a lull, inaudible we never met. No hook in the heavens, just curvature carving death. Imagine the pool. Imagine the pool. Imagine the pool. and planets around. Just geometry humming without a sound. Straight in a circle, flat in a dome. We travel the shape we already call home. Go, 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 G-O-Go. Then don't push, let it flow. No full orbit slow. We fall where the curves say go. Say go. Light has no weight, yet it still must obey. Sliding on zero lengths, threads a day. Stars look shifted, halos appear. Space folds the path that brings them near. Mercury whispered something was wrong. Its orbit drifted, subtle but strong. The answer was not a stronger hand, but deeper curves in space-time's land. Mass tells space how to bend and sway. Space tells mass how to move each day. Two equations, one design. Shape and motion intertwine. Best practice, learn the frame. Drop the word force from the game. See the bird before the fall. Understand the shape of all. Go, go, G, go, go. The men don't take straight flow. No full orbit slow. We fall where the curves say go. Say go. Everything moves along the path the universe draws. When you choose, are you bending a curve or just walking the line? Already Gravity is not a rope, not a shove, not a chain. Gravity is not a rope, not a shove, not a chain. Gravity, gravity is not a rope, grab a shove, not a chain. Gravity is not a rope. Gravity, gravity is not a rope, rope. Gravity is not a rope, rope, rope. Gravity is not a rope. Gravity is not a rope. Gravity is not a. Gravity is not a rope. Gravity is not a rope. Gravity, gravity is not a rope, 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 rope. Gravity, gravity is not a rope. Gravity, 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 gravity. Gravity is not a rope. Gravity, gravity is not a rope, not a rope. Gravity is not a rope. Gravity, gravity is not a rope. the beach, not the rope, not the shove, not the chain. The space bending softly like heat in the flame. We move on the straightest path, curves allow, falling forward through time, here and now. No force in the dark, pulling planets around, just geometry humming with louder sound. Straight in the circle, flat in the dome. We travel the shape we already go. Go, go, Geo, go, bend, don't push, let it flow. No full orbit, slow we fall where the curves say go. Grab has no weight, yet they still must obey. Sliding arms, you were linked threads of the day. Stars look shifted, halos appear. Space folds the path that brings them near. Mercury whispered something was wrong. Its orbit drifted, subtle but strong. The answer was not a stronger hand, but deeper curves in space-time's land. Mass tells space how to bend and sway. Space tells mass how to move each day. Two equations, one design, shape and motion intertwined. The best practice, learn the frame, drop the word, force from the game. See the curve before the fall, understand the shape of all. Go, go, Geo, go, bend, don't push, let it flow. No full orbit, slow we go where the curves say go. Go, 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 And everything moves along, but God, the universe draws. When you choose, are you bending the curve, or just walking the line? Already there. Gravity is not a terror, not a hidden hand. It's curvature written in a four-dimensional land. World lines drift where the metric flows. Inertia persists as the manifold grows. Second derivatives whisper through time. Connection terms bend every line. No push in the dark, no invisible shove. Just geometry shaping the paths we love. D-tweaked over D-2 in a silent decree. Christoffel symbols adjust what we see. Not a force, just horde and it's refined. Straightest possible path in a curved design. Geoplanet, motion that follows geometry. No time like fast or slow. We move where the tensors go. Photons travel on zero-interval threads. No geodesics where causality spreads. Light bends gently around a star, not by attraction but by who we are. Mercury's orbit slightly misaligned. A precession Newton could define. The answer was subtle, elegant, pure. Curvature corrections that quietly adorn. Centralize the metric field. The field defines what F's are sealed to equations deeply paired, curvature declared. Motion shift, best practice, change the flame, separate some overwatch. You test predictions against the sky. Let measurements verify. Geosymmetry, motion reads geometry. Point of lensing, time dilation, fall where the labels go. Inversion is only the memory of curvature. When you decide, are you solving an equation or discovering one already Imagine always alone, no go, we never met. No hook in the heavens, just curvature carving it. Not force, but a form that just got a shape that steers me fall forward in time while the fjord disappears. It is a trend. Einstein's Edward tried to be apt to turn the word into world, and the world turns exact. Yet as it's a geo-earth's recipe guide, hidden atomic phrase, straight cast in a bent of space where straight place. Get G2 acts over B, take 2 plus will die in a whispered gloss. Not a force, not a tensor, a coordinate cost. A symbol that says the flame is a flame, same name, new game. Twist the grid, watch motion, rhyme with the geometry queen. Go, 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 geo, go, go, geo. Sick, straight, curve, truth in the trick. Got her space, time sheet. No, full, poison this week. One day I'm talking this story, but collective. Falling, of course, just a calling. We glide where the fabric decides in silence. Once there is hero interval bow. Now how no physics, black holistic event, horizon brow, lensing, bending, sending starlight round the crown. Einstein rings, cosmic bling, gravity's gown. Critics sky emits, vehicle commits, a thesis in sunlit splits. The cosmos submits, and Mercury honey 43 arcs XI. Centuries itch, scratched by geometry's eye. In the loud analysts, in the skull analysts, in the gut survival scripts, in the practice lens, chemistry says reach, biology says gate, game theory says bait, philosophy says wait. Real feels real till constraints reveal the rails. Get choice, the things in the noise, in the micro details. Best practice instrument, a wonderwall, but underdone sensation. Just taking over and reject your what's your
life hidden a dim mixed thread. Straight as F in a bent face portrait place dead. D to X over D to close line in a whispered gloss. Not a force, not a chance of coordinate cost. A simple backstab to your frame is a flame. Same name, new game. Twist the grid. Watch motion rhyme. With the T on the trace claim. Go, 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 T up, go, 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 T out, stick. Straight, curved, curved in the track. Step water, start of a butter, a space fine chic. No, full is the myth we kick. On it, absorb it, discord it, report it. Falling, appalling, new force, just a calling line. Where no fabric decides in silence, the why provides. Photons where a zero interval thou now hound. Ultiathetics, black hole, lipstick, event, horizon, growl. Lensing, bending, sending, starlight round the crown. Einstein rings, cosmic bling, gravity's gown. Ink predicts, sky admits, the eclipse commits. A thesis in sunless bliss, the cosmos submits. And Mercury, herring, E43, arcs, XI. A centuries inscribed by geometry design. In the lab, catalyst, in the skull, analyst. In the gut, survival scripts, in the heart of practice list. Chemistry says rage, biology says gauge, game theory says date, philosophy says rage. Free will feels real till constraints reveal the rails, yet choice still sings in the noise in the micro details. Best practice instrumental underlog, the thunder burn sensation into signal and refactor what you're on. Market curve to map on as but by myths, but trust by theory, yield curves, learning curves, post pies the future here. Aggression, concussion, residual, religion, gay values as charms, but catalytic lapse when selection by disarms. Quarks, always constellation, diversify your doom. Catchy and all, but they'll bury the balloon. Rest in convexity, optionality, anti-fragile form. Key exic in turbulence, minimize or crowding the storm. Internet culture, magnetic culture, reality is fine. Glitch chords, alphabetation, mine, then fine. Etymology, remain from nemesis, copying to become. History repeating, deleting, re-uploading the drum. Fast brightness, audit your feed like a field equation. Ask what curves your attention. What mouse is your fixation? Go, sick. Straight curves, grooving the track. No, is the myth we pick. Orbit, absorbent, distorted, reported. Pulsing, Napoleon, no force, just a calling. We collide with the fabric design and silence. Teleporting goals are hidden to integrate the path. When space-time screams, black hole murders, waveform murmurs, reality ensues. Cosmology counts billions of paths in a computational trance. Galaxy formation, simulation, emergence of stars and quantum gravity, whatever it is, must bow. Recurse to geodesic flow energies where the possible bow. Steps learn the connection, then unlearn the force. Imagine the pause, a lull, unknowable, we never met. No hook in the heavens, just curvature carving debt. Not force but a form, not shove but a shape that steers. We fall forward in time while the floor disappears. Distance out of tract, Einstein said retract the act. Turn the word into world and the world turns exact. Geodesic, geo-earthdesic to guide hidden atomic threat. Straightest path in a van of space where strength plays dead. Two legs over to data, two plus a guy in a whispered gloss. Not a force, not a tensor, a coordinate cost. A symbol that says your frame is a flame, same name, new game. Twist the grid, watch motion rhyme with the geometry's claim. Go, geodesic, straight, curve, truth in the trick. Stutter the gutter, space-time shake. No, build home is the myth that we kick. Orbit, absorb it, distort it, report it. Falling, appalling, no force, just a calling. We glide where the fabric decides in silence. The why provides. Photons swear a zero interval vow now how. Null geodesics, black hole, lipstick, event, horizon, brow. Lensing, bending, sending starlight around a crown. Einstein rings, cosmic bling, gravity's gown. Ink predicts, sky admits, the eclipse commits. A thesis in sunlit splits, the cosmos submits. And Mercury, hurry me, 43 arcs, xi. A centuries is scratched by geometry lie. In the lab, catalysts, in the skull, analysts. In the gut, survival scripts, in the heart, a practice list. Chemistry says rate, biology says gate. Game theory says bait, philosophy says wait. Free will feels real till constraints reveal the rails. Yet choice still sings in the noise and the micro details. Best practice instrument, but wonder log the thunder. Turn sensation into signal, then refactor
what you're under. Markets curve tuned not by mass, but by myth, by trust, by fear. Yield curves, learning curves, both price the future here. Regression, confession, residual religion, p-values as charms, but casually last when selection bias harms. Portfolio is constellation, diversify your doom. Hedge the unknown, but don't bury the bloom. Invest in convexity, optionality, anti-fragile form like diadexics and turbulence. Minimize regret and storm. Numerical relativity. Integrate the path when space-time screens. Black hole mergers, lethal burgers, reality in scenes. Cosmology counts billions of faceted computation. Will trans galaxy formation, simulation, emergence of dancing. Quantum gravity, whatever it is, must bow. Reduce to geodesics, low energy. Clear the classical bow. Next steps, learn the connection, then unlearn the four-story work. No versus time like tell intuition. Church mandatory, build models, test models, break models. Keep the lesson, trace what bends you. Mind, work it, body confession. Slow G in the starlight, make club in the night sky. Aboard the ship of maybe where the laws never lie. Turn, twist, metric, mimic, mimetic, mimicry. Say it fast, trip on the syllables. Find the future in the past. Ladder, logic, rung by rung, from symbol to soul. Climb the constraint, then choose the road. Alchemy isn't let to go, then straight into art. Turning noise into meaning, restarting the straight, curve, truth in the check. Whisper the system, then rewrite the script. Now, is the myth restripped? Geometry takes motion reveals geometry. Two equations, one devotion, a cosmos and symmetry. If every force feels is only curvature in disguise, then what part of you is truly choosing? And what part is merely following the straight path through a life you did not decide? Imagine the pole as a low unknowable we never met. No hook in the heavens, just curvature carving debt. Not force but a form, not shove but a shape that steers. We fall forward in time while the floor disappears. Newton said attract, Einstein said retract the act. Turn the word into world and the world turns exact. Geodesic, geo-earthdesic to guide. Hidden in a thread, straight F in a bent up space where street plays dead. D2 I's over DA2 plus Y in a whispered gloss. Not a force, not a tensor, a coordinate cost. A symbol that says your frame is a flame. Same name, new game. Twist the grid, watch motion rhyme with the geometry's claim. Go, geo, sync. Stripe, straight, curve, truth in the trick. Vasca stutter, the gutter of space-time shake. No, full pull is the myth we kick. Orbit, absorb it, distort it, report it. Falling, appalling, no force, just a calling. We glide where the fabric decides. In silence, the why provides. Photon, swear a zero interval vow. Now how? No geodexic, black hole lipstick, evect, horizon brow. Lensing, bending, sending starlight around a crown. Einstein rings, cosmic bling, gravity's gowning. Predicts, sky admits, the eclipse commits. A thesis and sunlit splits, the cosmos submits. And Mercury, hurry me, 43 arcs xi. A century's-ish, scratched by geometry's eye. In the lab catalysts, in the skull analysts, in the deck survival scripts, in the heart of practice list. Chemistry says right, biology says game, theory says bait, philosophy says wait. Free will feels real to constraints reveal the rails, yet choice still sings in the noise and the micro details. This practice instrument the wonder, log the thunder, turn sensation into signal, then a refactor what you're under. Markings curve to by mass, but by myth, by trust, by fear. Yield curves, learning curves, both by stuff feature here. Regression, confession, a residual religion, T-values as charms, but causality lapse when selection bias arms. Portfolio is constellation, diversify your doom. Hedge the unknown, but don't bury the bloom. Invest in convexity, optionality, anti-fragile form like geodesics and turbulence. Minimize regret and store. Inevitable in the Gnostic sculpture, vivality is vibe. And which course of imitation, mine, and thine. Etymology made from mimesis, copying to leak. History repeating, deleting, then re-uploading the drum. Best practice. Describe your feet like a field equation. Ask what curves your attention. What mass is your fixation? Go, 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 geo, go, go, geo, sex, straight, straight, curve, curve, truth in the trick. No, 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 full, full, full is the myth we care. Ordered, aborted, distorted, reported, falling, appalling, no force, just a calling. We glide where the fabric decides. In silence, the white light. Numerical relativity, integrate the path in space-time screams. Black hole mergers, waveform murmurs, reality in seams. Cosmology counts billions of paths in a computational trance. Galaxy formation, simulation, emergences, dance of quantum gravity, whatever it is, must bow. Reducing geodesics, low energy, swirl a classical vow. Next step, learn the connection, then unlearn the forest story. Whitmo versus time, like till intuition turns mandatory. Build models, test models, break models, keep a lesson trace, but bend you my market body concession. Sultry in the starlight, night clothed in the night sky, aboard the ship of Mady where the laws never lie. Unsuspectric, mimic, mimetic, mimicry, say fast. Trip on the syllables, find the future and the past. Ladder logic, rule by rung, from symbol to soul. Climb the kind of straight, then choose the road. Alchemy isn't led to gold, it's dread into art. Turning naughties into meaning, restarting the go, 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 go. Go, 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 geo, six, straight, straight, curve, curve, to the track. Whisper the system that rewrite the script. No, 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 no. Always the miss, waste strip. Geometry dictates motion, motion reveals. Geometry to equations, one devotion. The cosmos is symmetry. If every force you feel is only curvature in disguise, then what part of you is truly choosing? And what part is merely following the straightest curve through a noise you did not design?
Imagine cold as a low, unknowable we never met. It's the hook in the heavens, just curvature carving debt. Not force, but a foreign, not shelf, but a sheet that steers. We fall forward in time while the floor disappears. Newton said attract, Einstein said retract. The act turned the word into world, and the world turns exact. Geodesic, geo-earth, desic to guide, hidden ectimic thread. Straightest path that a bend of space where straight plays dead. T2 iso over to day2 plus y in a whispered gloss. Not a force, not a tensor, a coordinate cost. A symbol that says your frame is a frame. Same name, new game, twist the grid. Watch notion align with the geometry's claim. Go, 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 geo, go, go, to geo, sick. Fast, straight, straight, curve, curve, truth in the trick. Bada, scatter, the dire of space-time. Chick, no, no, full, full, pull is the myth we kick. Orbit, absorb it, distort it, report it, falling, calm, no force, just a call it. We glide where the fabric decides. In silence, the white provides. Photon square of zero, interval thou now, how? No geodesics, black hole lipstick, even horizon brow. Lensing, mending, sending starlight round the crowd. Einstein rings, cosmic bling, gravity's gown. Ink predicts, sky admits, the eclipse commits. A thesis and sunlit splits, the cosmos submits. And Mercury hurrying me 43 arcs XI. A century's itch scratched by geometry's eye. In the lab, catalysts, in the skull, analysts. In the gut, survival script. In the heart, a practice list. Chemistry says rate, biology says gate. Game theory says bait, philosophy says wait. Free will feels real till constraints reveal the rails. Yet your weight still sings in the noise in the micro details. That's practice instrument, the wonder, lock the thunder. Turn sensation into signal, then refactor what you're under. Markets curve, tune up a desk, by trust, by fear, yield curves, learning curves, both price the future here. Regression, confession, residual religion, p-values as charms, but causality laughs when selection bias arms. Portfolio as constellation, diversify your doom. Heads the unknown, but don't bury the bloom. Investing on convexity, optionality, anti anti-fragile form like geodesics and turbulence, minimize regret and storm. Internet culture, analytics culture, virality is fine. A glitch chorus of imitation, bind etymology, incrementalist copying to become history, repeating, deleting, then re-uploading to draw best practice. So at your feet like a field equation. Ask what curves your intention. What mass is your fixation? Geodesic, straight, curve, true in the trick. No, is the myth we get. Absorb it, distort it, report it. All your poly, no force, just a calling. We glide where the fabric decides. In silence, a light provides. Numerical relativity, integrate the path when space-time screams. Monocle mergers, waveform murmurs, reality and steams. Cosmology costs billions of paths in computational trans-galaxy formation, simulation, emergence is dead and quantum gravity. Whatever it is, lots about it. Just a geodex, slow energies where the classical vowdex. Step us learn the connection and then learn the forest story. What no versus time like till intuition turns mandatory. Look models, test models, break models, keep the lesson, trace what bends your mind, market body confession. Tree in the starlight, and that club in the night sky. Aboard the ship of maybe where the laws never lie. Tongue-tied, metric, mimicry, say it fast. Trip on the syllables, line the future in the past. What logic of my run from symbol to soul? Climb the constraint, then choose the role. Alchemy is led to gold, it's adding to art, turning noise into meaning, restarting geodesic, straight, curve, huge in the trick. Down this nervous system, then rewrite with the script. No. Geometry dictates motion reveals geometry to equations, one devotion of cosmos and symmetry. If all the force you feel is only curvature in disguise, and what part of you is truly choosing, and what part is literally following the straightest path to a life you did not design. Imaginable is a lull, unknowable, we never met. No hook in the heavens, just curvature carving death. Not force, but a form, not shove, but a shape that steers. We fall forward in time while the floor disappears. Newton said attract, Einstein said retract the act. Turn the word into world, and the world turns exact. Geodesic, geo-earth-desic to got hidden atomic thread. Straightest path in a bent up space where straight plays dead. D2 x over D2 plus y in a whispered gloss. Not a force, not a tensor, a coordinate cost. A symbol that says your frame is a flame. Same name, new game. Twist the grid, watch motion rhyme with the geometry's click. Go, geodesic, straight, curve, twist in the trick. Stutter the gutter of space-time chic. No, full is the myth we kick. Orbit, absorb it, distort it, report it. Falling, appalling, no force, just a calling. We glide where the fabric decides. In silence, the light provides. 4 jumps of square, 0 interval, thou now. How no geodesics, black hole, lipstick event, horizon growl. Lensing, bending, sending starlight round a crown. Einstein rings, cosmic bling, gravity's gowning. Predicts, sky emits, the eclipse commits. Ophisis and sunlit splits, the cosmos submits. And Mercury, hurry me, 43 arcs, XI. A centuries, it's scratched by geometry's eye. In the lab, catalyst, in the skull, analyst. In the gut, survival scripts, in the heart of practice, a list. Chemistry says rate, biology says gate. Game theory says bait, philosophy says wait. Free will feels real, token strings reveal the rails. Yet toy still sings in the noise and the micro details. This practice instrument, the wonder log, the thunder turn sensation into signal, then refactor what you're under. Markets curved, not by mask, by myth, by trust, by fear. Use curves, learning curves, both price the future here. Regression, confession, residual religion, p-values is tarns, but causality lasts when selection bias off. Portfolio is constellation, diversify your doom. Heads be unknown, but doom, bury the blue. Investing convexity, actionality, anti-fragile form. Like geodesics in turbulence, minimize regret and storm. Internet culture, Sculpture virality as mine, a good chorus of imitation. My then nine etymology being from the myths is copying to become history, repeating, deleting, then reauthoring the drum. Best practice on a beat like a